Good morning, dear students. I believe that you have understood the assignment that was explained last week. And today, what we are going to see is we will do one more assignment where we will understand how we can generate a series with its help. Now, the two series that we are going to look into is the first one is 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26. You can see that there is a difference of 5 in each. 1 plus 5 will give me 6, 6 plus 5 will give me 11. So we will see how to generate this series. And if you look into the second series, you just guess what it is. I mean, without, you can pause my video in between and you should guess what the series is. But since I have to explain this program, so I will have to tell you how the series is generated. So just look here. The first number is 1. If I add 1 to this 1, I'll get 2. 2 plus 2 will give me 4. 4 plus 3 will give me 7. 7 plus 4 will give me 11. So it means I have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the previous number which is printed so that I can get the next number. So we will see how these two series can be generated with the help of for loop. Now after these two commands, you can think of some series and can try to see if you can generate that series. Is that clear? Now in computer there is a process also called as dry run. It means that without the computer also you should try to see how to write a code in the copy and run it and see with each value of the variable you have to put, and you run it and see how it's going to work. Will it generate the series? Now this is also a very important step when we are developing, that to dry run your program and see. Is it clear? So let's go to our VB and see how these two series can be generated. Now if you look into this VB screen, I have already made 4 command buttons: series 1, 2, clear and exist. And if I go here, I have already written command 3 is clear and command 4 is end, right? Now let me come to this and I'm going to press command 1. Now this command 1 is going to print the first series and command 2 is going to print the second series. And I told you that command 1, the series, each number is generated by adding 5 to the previous number. Now let's see how this can be done with the help of a for loop. So I'll declare a variable I, okay, variable I which is of %. Okay, now I have declared a variable I and this %sign says it is of type integer, and we don't have to do any value. I don't have to take from the text box or something. It just says the series should print from 1 to 100. Numbers should be between this. So let me print it. We'll just run a for loop for I is equal to 1 to 100, because we know that the last digit is 100, and print I next I. Okay, now this will simply print numbers from 1 to n. The first value of I is 1, it will print 1, then the second value of I is 2, print 2, and it will go till 100. But I don't want to get that series. I want that there should be difference of 5. So in this case you have to write step 5. Okay, and let's see how it will work. Click on play. See, I got numbers 1, 6, 11, but I want to see it this way, horizontally. Okay, so what I will do, just put a semicolon here. Sorry, first I have to stop it. Put a semicolon here, click it. See, I got my series 1, 6, 11, 16 till 96. 96 plus 5 is 101, which goes beyond 100. The series stops at 91. Very simple. You just have to write step 5. Now the second series is little tricky. Command 2. Let's come here. Okay, and if you look into this, it says I have to start printing from 1 to, and I should only get 15 terms. I don't want to print 100 terms or till 100. I just need to get till 15 terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like this. I need 15 terms, right? So let's go to a for loop. First we declare a variable I. Okay, for I is equal to 1 to 15, right? Next I. So in between I have to write a code in such a way that I'll be able to generate the series. Now I told you that each number in the series we get by adding 1 and then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Now this value 1 2 3 4 5 6, that we will get from this, because I wrote here 1 to 15. Okay, so we need another variable to print that series. So we will have this thing n percentage. The first value of this n is going to be 1. I'll print this value n, and see, the first value of I is n is 1, I is also 1, it will print n, so I'll get 1 on the series because the value of n is 1. Okay, now I told you that the next number in the series I'll get, what is the next number in the series? It is 2. So this 2 will come when I'll add 1 to this one. Okay, so n is 1, I have to add 1 to n, only then I'll get the next number in the series, right? So if you can look here, the first value of I is 1. So the next value of n will be n is equal to n plus I. Is it clear? See, the first value of n is 1, the first value of I is also 1, and when I do n plus I, it means 1 plus 1, which is equal to so the next number of n is equal to 2. Okay, let me run this series and see how it will function. Click here. Oh, I got my series. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 terms, 15 digits I got, and it is exactly the series that I want. To make it more clear, let me also print the value of I along with n, so you'll be able to see very clearly how it's working. Let me also print the value of I. Okay, so see, here I am printing n and I. There are two values that I have to print, so I'll have to separate these two values with a comma or a semicolon, right? I'm using a comma in between. Click it. Let me see. Can you see here? This is the value of n and this is the value of I. I goes from 1 to 15. Is it clear? Now look here. First, the value 1 is getting printed. That's here. The value of n is 1. First, that value n is going to be printed, right? And we know that the first value of I is also 1. So the next number in the series that I will get is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. The next number in the series, 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 4, 11. This is n and this is I. So each value of I is getting added to the value of n, and I get the next number of the series. 11 plus 5 is 16, 16 plus 6 is 22. Is it clear? So if you look here, see, I'm printing n and I. The next number in the series I'll get when I add I to n. Okay, next, and then we'll go back to the for loop, again print the value of I, again print the value of n, and then again I'll add I to n. So it keeps repeating till the 15th term. So I'll get this series. Is it clear? Now let me remove this I which I was printing along with it. Right, now let me see how it will come. So series 2, see what you will get. 1 2 4 7 11 16, right? It's also a series. Let's go back to my document. So we were able to print series 1 and series 2. Is it clear? Now the for loop is something very useful. You understood that if I want to execute certain statements again and again, I can make use of for loop. I can print series with for loop. Is it clear? Now I'll give you one more example. When you go to an ATM machine, if you go inside, it will ask you to insert your card, and it keeps on messaging the same thing, insert your card, insert your card. Is it clear? So when I insert my card, it asks for my password and all, and once my transaction is over, it will again go back to the statement insert the card. So you can see that it is a circle. It keeps on asking insert the card, it will do the process, come back to the same statement, insert the card. So it's like a circle. So there also the loops are used. Okay, so this is a very useful feature. Even another example, even when you play a game, okay, once you start playing the game, when the game is over, it will ask you that do you want to play the game again. If you say yes, again the game starts. Okay, if you say no, you will come out of the loop. If you say yes, you'll again be taken into the game, you'll play the game, come out, and again it will ask you the same question. That is also a loop. Now another example that I want to take is when you was working on Scratch. If you remember, in Scratch we have used a forever loop. Those who have made the dodgeball game, you can see that we have used a forever loop where the balls were coming from the top continuously. We have used a forever loop there. Is it clear? So many of these things will not function if we don't use loop. So loop is such an essential part of programming. Any language that you take, loop is essential. The writing may be different, the way of writing may differ, but this is a very important concept, and dear children, I would like you to understand these concepts very clearly, and it is going to be very useful for you, right? So this is all for today. I'll be giving you the code of this assignment also, right? This is assignment number 1A. The last assignment was assignment 1. I have introduced again a new assignment in between so that we can clearly understand the concept of for loop. Is that clear? Any doubt, you can message me and I reply to your query. In case of any delay, you just wait patiently because there are other things also to finish. Okay? All the best. God bless you.